2019, the year of the bug. Yeah, man, 2019's been a crazy year, guys, for this game. Like, it's been the biggest year when it comes to controversy, but also probably one of the biggest years in terms of like power creep and yeah, there's just been a lot of stuff going on in 2019. Mostly negative, I gotta say. There's a lot of negative things that happen here, but it's not really a year-end review of 2019 for me. Just what I would like to see in 2020. There's a bunch of videos going out there, but I'm gonna hit in one faction in specific that I feel like they have to get reworked. You know, whether it be a rework or bring out some new characters, and make like this new character be like the best leadership for that, you know, team or whatever, you know, the list of teams there. But to give you guys an idea of who I'm talking about for 2020, by the way, I think 2019 we had to get relics, guys. We had to get all this crazy crap to you know, make the game a little bit, the lifetime of the game last a little bit longer. But at the same time, the way they went about it all, it was just not very good. It was very poor, you know, communication between everything, and you know, just the list of bugs that goes on and on. So yeah, 2019 just wasn't a good year for this game, and it's kind of funny that probably the worst year for this game, I decided to do a YouTube channel. You know, isn't that crazy? But 2020, guys, this CLS team, it's always been on one of my favorites for a very long time now. I've always liked this team. You know, leadership with CLS, the counter chance, the defense, the extra offense, and then TM. I mean, this entire team is just based around TM and doing some big, huge damage. But if I were to really say the best rebels right now, I don't have them. I'm not going to show you all of them. We'll go into it a little bit later. But like the main 5 or 6, there's like only a good chunk of them that are actually usable, that are really good. You got, of course, the trio, right? You got CLS, Chewie, and you got Han. Those 3, just plain simple, those 3 are probably some of the best trios in the game. And then you toss in 3PO here. And 3PO, he is, when he first came out, he was amazing. He was so sexy in this team, and he still is. And I still think 3PO is probably the best under CLS. As much as I love him under Padme, I still think he's probably a little bit better with the exposes and more TM capabilities with the CLS team. And then you got R2 over here, right? Now R2, he's been in the game for a very long time as well, longer than 3PO. And this guy gives out a lot of crazy stats. Stat increase like your offense, your HP, protection, potency, stuff like that, depending on who's in the team. With Rebels in particular, they're going to have a lot more HP. And R2, he's a great guy to bolster up this faction, right? And him and 3PO combined are just, they're monsters, right? In particular counters, you can use these 5 we have on screen right here, or you can toss out R2 and you can toss in Old Ben. Old Ben, you know, if there was anybody in this entire faction for the Rebels that I feel like has been solid since the day he's came out, I would probably say it's Old Ben. He's always just stayed the same. He's always been pretty solid. And I just feel like when it comes to reworks, this guy probably doesn't need a whole lot, and if he doesn't need anything at all, that's totally fine for me. I think he's just a great character. But I digress. What I want to show you guys today is how the Rebels are still right now in the game, and what I would love to see from this faction, because guess what, guys? This next year of 2020 in Galaxy of Heroes is going to be based very largely around ships. And with ships, what is the biggest thing in Star Wars that contains ships? Well, guess what? It's a Death freaking Star. The Death Star raid. I'm almost going to guarantee you guys it's going to be happening this time, or this next year, or this year rather. It's already 2020, what I'm talking about. But it just seems like there's so many cards lining up for this to be happening. We're getting a lot more First Order, we're getting a lot more Resistance, and with those 2 factions, I really do believe that we will be seeing some more capital ships and more stuff that will lead to more fleets for raids. A lot more fleets for raids, you know. So I just think that the Rebels in particular, they need some love, and just like the entire original trilogy era, they need love. They just plain and simply do. You really have, if you think about it, you have the main CLS team here. Wow, we got Dazed on Chewie. Are you kidding me? Holy cow. I love that. You love it because I have 100, almost 50% tenacity on my Chewie, and he's still getting dazed. That's just insane. Oh my gosh, he dies here, we lose too. Well, let's just see. Let's see if we can get this W right here. Come on, do big hits here, Han. Take him out. Come on. If we lose Chewie here, that's gonna be scary. Yeah, that's gonna be a bit scary. He's gonna wake up and kill us. Dang it. Okay, well, we lost this one. But the main point of this video was to really chat about original trilogy, guys. These guys, you really only have 2 solid teams, and I would really only say there's only really one. The Empire, I'm going to actually talk about them as well in this video. The Empire, man, look what we have here, man. This is a faction that's been in the game since day one. Thrawn was one of the earliest legendary characters, and same with Palpatine. And you got one of the most iconic Star Wars characters in the freaking game. If there was anybody who doesn't even really pay attention to Star Wars, and you're like, hey, what's your favorite character in Star Wars? They're like, oh, I love Darth Vader. And this guy in this game, he's just not, you know, to his level where I feel like he should be. He needs, in my opinion, he needs probably one of the, I want to say he needs a big, huge revamp. But honestly, man, they need to really fix his leadership, because I do feel like he needs better leadership, whether it be like with Sith or Empire, and just something with his Force Crush. I like his Culling Blade. I think his Culling Blade is solid. Maybe do something with his Culling Blade or something like that. But his Force Crush needs to have something bigger added on here. And his Zetas here, it's just, he's immune to TMR. He gets a little bit more HP. That is an outdated Zeta, guys. His speed is amazing. I do like that when they did add that in his rework a while ago. And his leadership is very outdated as well. So I feel like this dude right here, Darth Vader, he needs a tune-up. He still does, in my opinion. He may not need it the most, but when you're talking inside of this original trilogy content that I am pretty sure we will be seeing this next year, Darth Vader is your guy. I would really point your finger towards who should be getting some love. As much as other people need love from other factions, I would really hope that CG does focus more onto the Empire and also the Rebels, because both factions, they are somewhat outdated. They just plain simply are. With today's era in this Galaxy of Heroes game and what we got, you got GSs, you got Darth Revans. I mean, you got these OP freaking teams, and these guys I feel like should have some solid, you know, teams that they can still use. The troopers, for example, they're outdated. They need either a whole rehaul for a few of them, and they need probably an additional trooper to really put them over the top and make them actually somewhat decent. In some of these teams that you would typically counter, like the Asajj teams and Night Sisters, well, it's really hard to kind of do that now with Gear 13. So I really do think that some of these teams, they were not created because they were outdated, right? They're very old. Most of these teams didn't really get created in the mindset of Gear 13s and Relics. They were just very outdated. So we need to get something to match the levels of Gear 13 and to increase their power and make them very, very good yet again. So Empire, that's just how I feel about Empire personally. I think Thrawn's he's an incredible character, man. Keep him as is. Maybe give us some more love for Darth Vader. Perhaps some more EP stuff. And I would, this one right here, Royal Guard. We had this guy or girl as a login character a little bit ago, and I was really hoping that he would get a rework. We didn't see that. But Royal Guard, I feel like there's just some of these guys that you're gonna see here that I feel like they should be getting reworks, like TIE Fighter, Royal Guard, like just all these outdated characters, man. And on top of that, there's not a whole lot in this faction. Give us some more, you know. Whatever it may be, troopers, some more, you know, people around this era in Empire, give it to us. I would love it. And on top of that, reworks. Now going over to the Rebels, just to wrap up this video, guys. There are so many here that I would love to see getting reworks. And these guys in particular, they absolutely need reworks. So the ones I don't feel like that don't need reworks, there's a few of them. Like I mentioned, Old Ben, I feel like he's just so solid with what he actually brings to the table as of right now, that I feel like he can be really just good no matter where you use him in the Rebels. So I feel like he's really solid. Same with 3PO. You know, everybody on this top row right here. You got Chewie, R2, CLS, 3PO, Old Ben, and Han. I mean, those entire, you know, what is that, 6 people? Those are solid guys, you know. And I would even say the same with Ezra. I think Ezra is just a really solid character, kind of like an old Ben, where he's really good in both of those factions with his Jedi and his Rebels. But then you come down here, you see some of these pilots, and you see some of these characters that were really a big part of that story in, you know, episodes 4, 5, and even 6. And one guy that I really have, I just never understood why he didn't get as much love, because I love this character in Star Wars. And this is my boy Lando Calrissian. I would absolutely love to see a Lando rework. And if they could really hit up on episode 5, because that's where we see Lando really the most, I would love to see an episode 5 kind of tie-in with Lando, and then also the counterparts to the dark side and the Empire, Vader. Like, those two guys I would love to see getting a rework, and kind of hit up on the episode 5, even for, you know, Death Star stuff, tie in some raids with the Death Star with ships. And this guy, I love this guy. I mean, he's just really cool, iconic character in my opinion, and he's just not that great in this game right now. This kid's been out since day one, I'm pretty sure. It's really hard to kind of to really remember these things. I've been playing for like 5 years almost, but I'm pretty sure he's been out for that long, and he's just not very good. Plain simple. He has some cool potential to do some big hits here, but there's just a lot more needed in his kit. And I feel like with him being, like, I would say, like I've been saying, iconic, I would love to see him be a lot better and getting a bigger rework than most of these people. So that's Lando. I'd love to see Lando getting some more love. And then I want to see 2 more people that get more love here in this game. One of which is Princess Leia. I really like Princess Leia. She is yet again another iconic character in Star Wars, and I just don't feel like she is that good in this game. And I get that she's not like the Dark Lord of the Sith or anything like that. She can do some big damage, but I just feel like the way she gets to that big damage, it takes too long, and she's very squishy, and she can die very easily getting to that point. So if we can get either, you know, another unique or something with like another special here that she can really tie into her kit, some more TM capabilities, and just making sure that she can do some bigger damage, I would love to see that. And one of the things I feel like this entire team in the Rebels, and for Rebels and Empire, we need mass cleanses, and I would say we need some more taunts. Personally, I think that's one thing I would like to see. So maybe mass cleanse here with Leia or something like that. And then the second one I would like to see. So this guy's an interesting one. He's not down here or anything like that. It's not Lobot as much as I would love to see Lobot. He's not that iconic, is he? I'm sorry, yours. But I feel like Stormtrooper Han. He was in episode 4, but I feel like in episode 4, leading up to the whole Death Star scene, I mean, this could be a really great tie-in as well. This guy, I think it was him and Leia, they got some nice little reworks a while ago. But since then, we got Gear 13 and Relics and a lot more stuff added into the game. This guy is a monster. If you guys have seen Clash's videos on his Relic 7 Stormtrooper Han, he is a beast. I mean, this guy is just really incredible, honestly. But I still think he's missing some stuff to push him over to the top and to make him just a fantastic character all around. Like, we only have, like in most of these kits, you really have only 4 abilities, or just 4 of these things. You have like a leader, a special, 1 unique, 1 basic, just 1 of each really. Give us some more, you know, specials, maybe some more uniques to make them really over the top, because I do feel like these 2 factions in particular, Empire and Rebels, they are very outdated for the most part. You really only have like 1 solid team, and even that solid team is not going to get you, you know, that good off and that well off when it comes to countering these top teams now that we see in the game right now. So yeah, I just feel like we just need some more love here, guys, with the Rebels and with the Empire. Just my take on it, and it makes perfect sense to me with this new next year, or this year rather, being focused on ships and this new potential ship raid. Well, it's not really potential, it's going to happen, but the potential is if it's going to be Death Star or not, and I would love to see it be a Death Star raid, guys. That's it for me today, guys. If there's any other characters that you would like to see added in the game that are Empire or Rebels for that original trilogy era, let me know down below in the comments. And if you guys enjoyed this video for today, let me know, and it would really be helpful if you guys could, what am I even saying here? Holy cow. Just like it, share it around, and if you guys are new here, feel free to sub. But that's it for me today. We got a Discord, and we got a Patreon, and also we got new channel memberships, guys, for today. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see y'all later.